As I was perusing the YouTube search and typed in Josh McDowell, I found an individual named is Panda Craft who took the video I made about refuting the refuters of Josh McDowell and didn't deal with anything that I said on the video, just went on a totally different tangent, putting a picture of a poor baby, horribly disfigured, and as if that has something to do with anything that I said in that particular video. If he wants to discuss that poor baby, that's another different topic, but how in his mind that had anything to do with me refuting the evidence of Josh McDowell is a mystery. This is how people think. It's what's called the typical dodge. We're not going to deal with the subject at hand, but we're going to dodge by bringing up another subject so we can get away from this one because they want you to answer this. No, you answer that one first. Secondly, Mr. Pandagraft, I have a lot of friends. I don't know about you, but I think maybe it seems to be the projectionist viewpoint that what you're projecting is actually you don't have many friends, because I have plenty. This area, I'm well known. We have relationships in this area that are solid and sound, and I belong to a particular Christian fellowship where we have many friends. We help each other, we love each other, we care for each other in Jesus Christ, and we have plenty of friends. As for your comment on brainwave function, gee, I thought about the same thing about you, and I sent you something that I'm going to see how you react to, about the Shroud of Turin and how the scientific community is analyzing this. And of course, since you don't have the capacity to analyze such a relic as this with any scientific data that these gentlemen have, it's going to be very interesting to me to see how you respond to this. The forge theory and the 14th century forgery theory and how this image came on this cloth has pretty much been discounted, because the 28 species of pollen that are found on this particular cloth, which is indigenous to Jerusalem during the time of Christ, as this video will teach you, if you have the capacity to learn anything, will teach you that if this was a 14th century forgery, gee, this guy must have had a mail order catalog, Johnson & Johnson or Smith & Smith, and he wrote and got this pollen that he was able to sprinkle 28 different types of pollen indigenous only to the type of pollen in Jerusalem. And if you'll watch it, you'll see how a man who's an expert on pollen samples and plant in Israel put these pollen spores under microscopic conditions from this cloth. And but I don't expect you to know that any more than I would expect anybody on Google who consciously, consistently laughs. If you want evidence, we're pointing to that one, the Shroud of Turin. Explain how the mystery of that image got on that cloth. Please give some semblance of an intelligent answer how the image got on the cloth, because no one believes that it was a paint job. That's been discounted. There's no evidence of paint. If you'll take a look at this to the more honest and more inquiry-oriented minds, rather than those that just dodge issues by stating things of arrogant stupidity like this Pandacraft did, it takes an intelligent mind to actually sit through these videos, particularly the ones I'm mentioning about the Shroud of Turin. And it's fascinating to think that God's graciousness possibly would leave the burial cloth of Jesus Christ and the imprint caused by the scorch of the resurrection. That is the Christian's answer as to how the scorch got there. The world that looks at this, the scientific community, there have been many scientists that God has brought to Jesus Christ through this shroud and the study of it. Those who were skeptical, particularly those who wanted to go and just put to rest any idea that this was a genuine cloth of Jesus Christ, were looking to find paint on it. When they couldn't, they started to delve further, and the more they delved into it, the more mysterious it got. The fact that this cloth is baffling the best of scientific testings today, and it's still doing it, tells us that there's something about this that a 14th century forger just couldn't manipulate in this cloth. I love this because it says in the book of the Corinthian letter, the Apostle Paul said, "Where is the debater? Where is the wise man? Where is the professional arguer for this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? For the world in its wisdom couldn't get itself arrested in the things of God. But God has chosen what the world calls foolish to shame those that are so-called wise in this world. He's chosen the things that are despised, the things that are not, as this world views those people, to put to nothing those people, that no human being should boast in his presence." There is no other logically available conclusion, unless you want to try to find some wacky other theory about how this image got on the shroud, that the burst of the resurrection caused this image on the shroud. I have no problem with the resurrection of Jesus Christ, simply because of many different arenas of my life. And God has answered prayers for over 40 years of my life. Jesus Christ has been in my life since as far back as I can remember. I'll be 50 years old in May, and since I'm 3, I've had a sense of his presence. That's not something that's transferable, though, to anybody. But if you're going to be, making videos, Draven Brain or Drain Brain or whatever your name is, One Less God, which means more like one less mind, and PandaCraft and all the rest of you guys, take a look at those videos on the Shroud of Turin. And I seriously doubt you will be honest and give it a good look. I don't believe you give anything a fair hearing. I don't think you have the capacity to intelligently wade through the best of scientific data when it looks at this particular relic in the Christian church. Let's see if you're able to answer with some semblance of intelligence after you watch, which I seriously doubt you will.